Hello everyone, I'll be going live in just a second. I'm just sorting out my drawing space and I will be right with you. We're ready to rock, yay! Hello everyone, welcome back to my stream. Today I am working on one of the last traditionally drawn comic pages, sort of converting my traditional drawing into a digital drawing and digitally colouring it before I add the lettering. Just looking at, I don't know how many of these. This was, I think I've got 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I tell a lie. I've got 4, 5.5-ish pages left of traditional stuff. Hi Zutulbara, how are you? Just explain that I'm approaching the end of my traditionally drawn pages that I was converting into digital, and then we kind of start hitting the stuff that I've always done, like, you know, from day one has always been digital. And you'll see that the vast majority of my comic is looking colourful, which makes me really happy, which means I'm sort of creeping ever closer to the end of my issue 1 adventure, because once all of my pages are all drawn up, coloured up, I've just got to do the lettering, which I say just got to do the lettering. I'm aware that the lettering is going to be its own bucket of probably not fun, or maybe fun, I don't know. I've heard it's very graphic designery doing the lettering for your comic, or doing the lettering for a comic, so that's going to be a new skill that I'm going to sort of... I've got a book, I've got a very good book actually. Is it still here? I might have put it somewhere daft. Yes, I put it somewhere daft. Oh, that's annoying. Where did I put that then? So I've got this, which I think will help. So it's the Will Eisner Comics and Sequential Art. That's to help me do some lettering. I thought I bought a whole book on lettering, which normally sits... I've got a little bookcase down here that's like my reference library. To see how to draw great characters, understand comics, clothes, anatomy, fancy dragons, fancy world building. Oh, I'm looking right at it, what I'm meant to. And then yeah, Nate Picos? Picos? Don't know. Anyway, he's done a whole book on lettering, and if there's a whole book on it, it means there's a lot that's gonna need to go in here. So yeah, so that's my next mission when I finish the artwork for this issue. And then, because issue 2 is ready to rock and roll, I get to start it all again from a drawing point of view. Anyway, Zutulbara, how are you this week, this fine week, summery week? Assuming it's summery where you are. I'm just gonna drop in this frame. Indeedy. Sweet. Ooh. That sounds exciting. Because you were working on your poem, I think, last time we spoke, your creepy Christmas poem. I say creepy with love. That's a compliment. Nice. Boom. Right, that's good. That's good. Fun, okay. So this is, the lines in here are my actual slightly cleaned up, possibly, pen strokes. My Pentel, my photographed. And it's held up alright. Some lines are a bit iffy. A wee bit on the iffy side. Let's block some colour and see how that... I think I might have made Tobias's nose a bit monster. Monster nostrils. When to a young, awake girl's eyes did appear, but Frost and I simply shook with fear, hearing the dark grisly footsteps in the hall, knowing that outside was the monster Saint Nico they call. Ah, good stanza. So are you, when you finish this, is this going to go on like Kindle Direct Publishing, or are you going to try and pop it into print, or is it going to be like a little web series, or like, you know, not web series, but like, you know, what you gonna do with it when it's done, I guess, is what I'm asking. Oh, just for funsies. That's cool. Well, I think, like, you know, I hear a lot of bad press about Amazon, but I've heard quite a lot of good stuff about Kindle Direct Publishing. And apparently Kindle Unlimited has been, like, really good for, like, new authors and stuff. Yes, the tricky bit, isn't it? It's the bit I, like, me doing this stream is kind of me trying to market my comic, but I end up just kind of nattering to people. I'm not really like, look at my comic, support my comic. I hate marketing. I hate trying to like pimp myself. It's like, why can't people just naturally stumble across this stuff? So I have to put in minimal effort. I'm just enhancing some of this line work because I'm not massively sold on it. I also think that poor Tobias's little nosy is not that long. Tidy up some of this as well, but Baba steps. Right, I don't know what's happened here, but just gonna, that's there. I need to look at the script and see what dialogue's actually happening on this page, because no, not that way. I want some hand gestures going on, because at the moment it's quite chopped off. So let's actually. So what page are we on? We're on page page 18. Okay. Let's scroll down to page 18. Remind myself what dialogue. Okay. So sorry, love. So we're saying sorry, love. Sorry, love. Or sorry, love. Would you be shrugging? Sorry, love. So I'm looking at myself, my own little webcam thing, to be like, right. So some very fancily dressed ladies just walked into the bar, and I basically want to tell her she's got the wrong end of the stick. So sorry, love. Sorry, love. Could do a little finger wag. What do you think of a finger wag? Don't know if he is a finger wagger? Oh, that doesn't look. Is it a finger wag? Sorry, love. Or is that a bit girlfriend? Which, yeah, I'm not sure that's necessarily the look I'm going for. Sorry, love. Is there maybe a bit of just a flick of the hand? Sort of a dismissive, flappy hand type. Sorry, love. I mean, I don't have to have his arms doing anything, but he looks a bit. Oh, this is a tough one. Sorry, love. Maybe kind of just like that. Yes, I'm aware it looks a bit mad when it's just a. Sorry, love. Sorry, love. Sorry, love. Sorry, love. Sorry, love. That's not helpful, Sarah. Maybe it's a bit more palm down. Like he's kind of whoop whoop in the house, or sorry, love. So if that's where we're going, so I'm using my own hand as a little reference now. Let's do that. Okay. And then it's kind of dee, 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 dee. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4. still looks a little bit mad. Maybe it is, he's just be kind of like, just raise the shoulder a bit. So it's a bit more shruggedy. Sort of. Yeah, let's go with that. So that whole layer actually can go in the bin. Let's have it. So instead of him, ooh, bit dramatic there. Let's take that down a smidge. Just want to change where he's looking. I like the idea of him sort of looking at her as she sort of wanders past. Flippity dippity. Check that I've not given everybody wonky eyes, or yeah, that looks alright. Love that trick. Oh. Right, back to popping some colour down. Stealing all the colours from myself. Not as weird as it sounds. Ew. But this is why I really don't enjoy digitising these traditional drawings, because can you see all that white crap around the lines? It makes me most unhappy, and they're everywhere. Okay. I think I have to bite the bullet. And I'm going to have to draw over all my old line work, which is a right pain in the posterior. But I just don't think I can make this line work clear otherwise. Oof. Okay. Sorry, my hay fever is not playing nice today. I am just tracing over my own line work. I'm aware of that. What I can do is tidy up some of this. It's not a bad shout. How's that looking? Okay. Don't do that. Yes, just make that a bit less. Okay. Ooh, no, wrong there. My favourite expression is wrong layer. Oh, I'm being binked. Who's binketing me? Ooh, you're sending me stuff. Ooh, no, okay, bear with me. Ooh, that's looking good. Oh, so you're properly fleshing out the composition. I do like the little swirlies that you have, like, around your illustrations. They're really pretty. Very nice. I'm not yawning at you. I am yawning because I'm old and sleepy. Orange compositional note lines. Have a look now. Oh, come on. Oh, is that your sort of printing cut off? Oh, I forgot what it's called. Oh, it's like border type thing, but you know, the bleed zone, the angry zone, the do not cross this zone with anything key and pivotal to the image because the printer might chop it off bit. I'm sure there's a better way of phrasing that, but yeah, I've got those on these. So Clip Studio Art has this fabulous feature that puts all those sort of lines here. So let's go a bit higher. You can see just here. So these are all, in fact, this is right up against the sort of danger zone, if you like, and then anything here is likely to be eaten by the printer. At least that's what I have been told, and my plan is to test that theory when this goes to print. Oh, yes, I can kind of. Yes, I remember seeing it on that image that you sent me, but I could barely see them on the other one. That makes sense. Very cool. Very prepared. Yeah, I agree. I really struggle with composition. I found this really good. I think, is it in here? Might be the comics and sequential art. Like, there was a whole section on sort of composition and like the swirl and the rule of thirds and that kind of thing. He's got some tasks to arrange a secret event. If that's not image the power. It's a very good book. I mean, it's quite old. It's quite an old book, but it is very impressive. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I am not yawning at you. Panel composition. There we go. Oh, is there just a tiny little thing? I need to spend some proper time looking through that. It's a good book. Binging. Do like a bit of binging. Ooh, different binging. Some of my girly friends having a nice time, a nice evening out. Wait, hang on, in a previous... I know it is on that side. So I thought for a minute I'd drawn her little special goggles on the side of her head. Would have been somewhat unfortunate. You right, Honeybean? Huh? Ah, are you related to him? Hello, crazy husband.
You seen the new neighbours yet?
I haven't, no. And I'm live streaming, just FYI, you are live on the internet.
You need to pull your finger.
Don't do it, it's a trap. Beans. Right, what I can also do is, because this should be pure black, let's just fill this sucker in. Ah, hey Charlie. Rusty. Cheeky. Sorry, I'm doing intense brain power section just now. This is one where my original line work, Charlie, was just underneath. I've actually just done it. So that's the traditionally drawn original sort of frame, and I mean I had already sort of been fiddling with it, but I discovered that a lot of the lines, when I dropped the dark background on, can you see there's all this white crap and a bit of grey and messy. So I decided to do like a trace layer and actually make some adjustments to make the artwork a bit more consistent with later pages. So now I have done that, I can turn that off and go back to colouring, but I think I'm probably going to need to do the same. And also I've changed the design of her wings since I originally drew this, so I'll need to adjust that as well. But first things first, I think I'm probably just going to do this frame this evening. But that does mean I need to steal some colours from over here. Okay, so it's got quite a peachy pink colour. And she's got lots of colours all around her, so I'm not going to get too worried about going over the lines. And under here. Sweet. Okay, what other colours can I steal from over here? I can steal the base brown for this. Just based on my previous altercations with this, I probably need to zoom in just to make sure that I really am, as suspected, missing bits. I didn't do too badly on the face, that's good. Probably should have been a bit neater with the hair, but never mind. Never mind. Feel the pitter-patter of little feet. Oh! Tam, can I have a cup of tea when you're finished doing whatever it is you're doing? Husband light of my life? The man of my dreams? May I have a cup of tea when you've finished? I'm hoping he said yes, but I can't hear him. Tea, Gromit. Oh no, it's cheese, isn't it? Oh, I don't want cheese. Definitely want tea. The double whammy of I can't hear him because he talks at 3 decibels and because I have headphones in and because I've sort of trained myself not to listen, so I ask questions and I can't hear them. Did you find the burrito mix? Oh yeah. Did you find the burrito mix I made? And the wraps and the chairs? Yeah, the good tea. Oh, I put the cheese back in the fridge in a packet that I haven't opened yet. Ever so helpful. That's me. Song sounds like there are a lot of tiny cats viewing. Is it just me that can hear the teeny tiny mewing? Yeah, exactly, Charlie. It's the recipe to a long and happy marriage. Or mutually assured destruction. Yeah, and tea. Exactly. Tom knows the score. do hear the tiny mewing. I'm glad it's not just me. And it's not my cats, although I did forget to... No, I did. I fed my cats. Yeah, no, I did do something right today. Just not liking that little nostril. Bit too nostrily going on there. There we go. Boppity bop bop. Right. Ugh. This next bit is going to be tricky, I think, because card pattern. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I can't remember if the card pattern on here. Ooh, wrong there. Oh, sad times. There we go. Whether the card pattern that I put on this sort of necktie thing, cravat? Is it a cravat? Yeah, because the cummerbund goes around your tummy, right? Cravat is the poofy bit around your neck. Cummerbund, Cumberbundle, Chupacabra. Getting very good at this muttering to myself whilst I draw. Too lazy for a small brush. In my materials list, which I think is that one. Let's go with that. Now, did I download it? Or did I just find it? Oh, my least favourite game is playing Hunt Material. Okay, so if it's not in my download list, see if it's any of these. I'm sure it was called Card. Other? Oh, there you are. Sexy sausage. Whoa. Okay. So, how big was it compared to? Okay. Do you know, it's probably not far off. Okay. Crazy material. Let's position you. Let's rasterize you. That's very funny. Let's make. Oh, got a little bit dramatic then, didn't it? Better. Oh, Charlie, and I don't want to get too political, but America seems to have gotten extra bonkers. Your country seems to have gotten extra bonkers in the last week. Are you still thinking of fleeing? Let's have a little pattern in never frame when you confuse the outfit. No, because there's a backstory to her necktie that I'm not going to tell you because it's a secret reveal in a few issues' time. But there is meaning behind her appearance. And I'm not normally clever enough to do that sort of thing, but... Alpha Centauri. Oh, that's annoying, because I know it's Alpha Centauri, and... What have I been watching? It's got Alpha Centauri in it. Alpha Centauri. So what we were watching it as Alpha Centauri, like the place Alpha Centauri. I know it's sci-fi.
It was a space thing.
It was a space thing. Lost in Space? Lost in Space? Is Alpha Centauri a Lost in Space thing? Oh, do they? I did not know that it was in multiple sci-fi shows. Because it's one of the closer ones. Ah. It's a real place, Tom.
What?
Alpha Centauri.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought they just made it up. I thought it was like sci-fi jargon. I'm just popping to Alpha Centauri.
The closest star system.
It's just past Uranus. Tee. Sorry, I'm not mocking you. Well, I'm mocking you a little bit. I'm mocking sci-fi. Wait, what were you shouting at me?
The closest star system.
Well, apparently I know that now. But I just thought they were making it up. I mean, what if people actually live on Alpha Centauri and they tune in to our sci-fi programs that say what a rubbish place it is and they like come and get us?
Yeah, well, they'll do that.
Like, you know, that is a legitimate concern now. If I were an Alpha Centurion and I was watching this TV show that came out of this cockamamie planet and was like, whoa, 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 sunshine. Take a good hard long look at yourself before you judge my Alpha Centauri. Finger wag. That is what I would be like. I'm sort of both happy and sad that I've discovered it's a real place. Ooh, 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 don't do that. Don't do that. Naughty, naughty. There we go. Get our Alpha Centauri in the hood. I'm pretty sure that's not the right colour. Let's try that again. Okay. I think I'd make a very good Alpha Centurion. Ooh, which sounds a little bit like being a Cylon. Maybe I am an Alpha Centurion. Sleeper agent. Hashtag anything's possible. Right. Ooh. I feel like I need to go away and Google Alpha Centauri after this, which may, like, you know, reveal that I'm not an Alpha Centurion, because I figure if you have to Google it, probably not a sleeper agent. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, I have been told in the past that I'm out of this world, and yeah, it would be very funny if I really was. Wahahaha. Sarah is not of this planet. I'm pretty sure I had some teachers say that in my report. I don't know. I don't think we called them report cards. Oh yeah, that's all. Okay, I'm gonna do this kind of messily. And maybe I was sent here to make Holly, who will become leader of the entire Earth, like, in the future. Maybe that was my purpose. Yeah. Holly, how do you fancy running Earth? I sure reckon she'd be pretty good at it. I love space stuff, and I love space documentaries. And now that, like, you know, Holly's like, yeah, I'm up for leading the world, you know, I think it's important I know about space, as my daughter is going to lead Planet Earth in the United Federation of Alpha Centauri planets, you know, and you know, Planet Earth has now got a lot of apologising to do, so it needs a strong leader. Yeah, I've watched all of the shuttle documentaries that I could find. I like tuning in to the International Space Station live streams and stuff when they've got cool stuff happening. It makes me so happy. I mean, some of the documentaries make me sad because it's about, like, you know, whoops, we blew it all up type thing, but for the most part it's just really interesting. And here in the UK we have got the is it the National Science Museum? I think it's the National Science Museum in London. It's like literally around the corner from the Natural History Museum, which you'll have all seen in famous movies and whatnot. And in the Science Museum they've got like they've got the lunar module or a lunar module. They've got like giant rocket ships and like some of the spacesuits from the first people out up in space and stuff. It's really cool, and it's all free, which I think is just awesome. Like, you know, I mean, at the moment, to be fair, Charlie, you know, England's got a lot of problems, but at least we're not America, is kind of our new catchphrase. But one thing we have done right are the museums in London, or just museums in general that are free to go into, because I love a museum. Love it, love it, love it. And if it's a space museum, very cool. Yeah, it's it's in Kensington. I think Kensington is the nearest sort of tube station. You literally pop out and you're almost right. But I think you don't even have to pop out. I think you can go in a little walky undergroundy tunnel to the two museums. And it's sort of, you've got the V&A, you've got the Natural History Museum, and then you've got the Science Museum around the back. And I love it there. And they've got like 4 floors and lots of different. I mean, I haven't been since COVID, but last time we went, like, stuff for everyone of every age. And there's also nice places and stuff to eat around there because it's very pretty, because it's quite poosh. But yeah, highly recommend for some good old spacey stuff. And we went, they've got a 4D cinema where you can pretend you're a Red Arrow, which Holly really likes, because we live quite close to an aeroplane museum, and every now and then the Red Arrows do a flyby. They used to do full-on displays pre-COVID, but post-COVID and I think because our little aeroplane museum's gotten a little bit smaller since COVID, they just tend to do a flyover, but they are very impressive when they do. Hashtag love the Red Arrows. Don't know why I'm hashtagging everything today, but I am. Missed a bit. Hey Zane! definitely, don't worry. And I'm going to be streaming for at least another half an hour or so, as I slur at my tea. We've been talking about space, and I discovered that Alpha Centauri is a real place, which I did not know, and now feel very silly. But I might be a Alpha Centaurian sleeper agent who's very annoyed at all of the depictions of my home planet being kind of rubbish on all the sci-fi shows. And I'm here to make revenge by creating the next leader of Earth, who is my daughter, who has said, yeah, I'll be alright at that, yeah, I don't mind, when I asked if she wanted to be the new, next leader of Earth. So that's pretty much caught you up. And I'm drawing stuff, like, obvs. And I'm supposed to be just flattening this, but I keep getting carried away and pulling all the colours out. Ooh, I've just noticed a massive bit of line work that I did not do. That's very cheeky of me. I do hear that most metal singers like to have 2 eyebrows and a neck. There we go. Whoops. Would you say I missed anything with my synopsis, Charlie? She is a clever cookie. I did make a smarty one. Sometimes to the point where I think I'm in trouble. What have you been drawing, Zane? Or what you're drawing? Ooh, anime characters. I haven't watched any anime for ages. Which makes me sad because I love it. It's kind of like, usually good storylines and pretty artwork combined as like, that's sort of my favourite things. Always up for anime suggestions. That was it. We were watching the next season of Sword Art Online that came on to Netflix. Oh, please do, Zane. You can, if it's like somewhere, you can put it somewhere online and drop a link in the chat. Do that if you don't mind sharing with the whole party. Or this is where I'm kind of showing that yes, I have been streaming for about 4 months now, but 4 or 5 months, but I still don't know all the different things, all the different ways that people can share stuff. So yeah, either pop a link in there, or I don't know if you follow my Instagram, Zane, but you can direct message me on there. Boop, boop, boop. Go away, you. So if you do have Instagram, oh, you do, fabulous. Right, let's have a looky. Oh, that's really cute. Right, is it? I'm gonna bring it down here so everyone I can share with the thing. I love the effect that you've put on the eyes and on the butterfly. That's really sweet. And you've managed to get it so that the eyes are perfectly lined up, and that is tricky. I struggle with that. Oh, that's really cute. I like that style. Boop. Well, sometimes it's best not to know how much time you've spent on something, I find anyway. But yeah, if I just to share with the thing. So for the non-arty amongst us, that might just be you, Charlie. But when you're drawing a face, you'll maybe start out with a circle and draw a little chin, and let's say you want to do like that's the centre, and then that's the eyes, that's the nose, and that's the mouth, and then a little neck coming down here, little ear going on, and then your hair and whatever. Anyway, what is really normal, actually no, this is a bad example, new layer, move that one, okay, so circly, and then line down, this is how I do it anyway, circly thing, and then you're halfway down, you'll draw the eye line, the nose line, the mouth line, and then you've got your neck coming away, and your shoulders and your ears, blah, 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 right? So let's say that's your person. And I'm just going to remove some of this. This is how I try and counteract what I'm going to show you next, but what is really common, let's get rid of the eye line. Right, so you'll do one eye beautifully, and you're like, oh, what a good job I've done. I could be an artist when I grow up. Oh, she's beautiful. Like that, and you're like, oh, pretty lady. A little thing like that. And you'll be like, ooh, right, now draw the other eye. And you'll be like, la 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 la. This looks great. Right, this is a slight exaggeration, and to you, you probably think, yes, I can see that the eye is wonky, but for most of us artists, it will be kind of, it's only when we flip it, where's my flippy things? Flip horizontal, it's only then that we realise that like one eye has drifted off forever. I don't know, other artists chip in here, I assume you can relate, that you'll be like, I've drawn one pretty eye and it's so like perfect, and everything is wonderful, and then the other one is sort of drifts off. That's why I have to put planning lines in. Just close that down, pretend that never happened. But yeah, drawing so that you have like where you've got two eyes visible, because the other option is you just go, oh, this has got a really long emo fringe. Look at that emo fringe. What other eye? She's only got one eye. Or you put the age-old pirate eye patch. That also makes things a lot easier. Do not save. But yes, notice how Silver only has one eye visible, and that is because the first time I drew it, I really screwed up that second eye, and then I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna make life easy. I'm gonna have one character where you only really see two eyes in certain situs, and I'm really pleased I did that. But yes, I think you should be rightfully proud, Zane. That is a very good drawing, and I love seeing other people's artwork. So it makes me happy if you're currently doing some drawing right now. Very happy indeed. Did not draw that in the lines at all. Oh, and spat all over my screen. Double beautiful. I kind of want the meow meow music back on. Let's go back to my little selection and see if I can. So stations. Let's go for that. Much better. Ooh, let's turn these materials off as well. I don't need those. Put all of this back in the centre of the frame. So I don't know what you guys think, but before I started streaming, I'd started to record myself drawing stuff. Just using not Streamlabs but OBS to and then speeding up the footage. So I did a drawing of Jinx from Arcane when I first got this tablet. I'd like to think I could do a bit better than that now. But yeah, I sort of did that, and I stuck it in a few places, and the video did well, okay by my standards. And I was wondering, do you think people would want to see more, like, my drawing process sped up, so you kind of see it go from like horrible scrappy doodle to finished article? Because I might sort of try and pull my finger out my bum and do a few more if people like them. I'm not guaranteeing I'll pull my finger out my bum. It's quite comfortable lodged up there, but you know. Ooh, no. Let's try that again. Yes. Oh wow, I've really like... I just realised how mad his shoulder looks. Let's go for that. Crazy shoulder! He doesn't need it attached to the rest of his body, that's just madness. So I was trying to go for like a shruggery look. Shruggery, not shrubbery. Successfully managed it. Goodness sakes, wrong layer. Wrong layer? Yes, wrong layer again. I don't think anyone's ever going to hire me as a professional colourist, because I cannot colour in the lines. Ugh, done it again! Okay. That might be when I'm sort of at the finished issue 1 stage, Charlie, because I really, really want to get this issue done so I can start drawing issue 2 and, like, feel like I'm approaching like publication time zones. I do think I'm a little way off that though. Oh. Okay, so let's get some skin shades going on, y'all. Give El Tobias a little bit of thradar going on. Oh no! Did he fall off something, Zane?
Oh no. Silly Snakey. I like that. And then I think I might have given him a comedy chin. Oh, did I? Okay. Oh, I see what I'm doing. Well, that's silly, but I kind of like it. Okay. How am I magically deleting this? The answer is you're not. You're just colouring it. Yeah, I know. I was like, too much chin going on there. Flaps. Right, and I've only met him once, but I do not remember Tobias having mega chin, like Tarzan chin. Actually, no, that's not true. I've met him twice now. And he did not poke me in the eye with his chin, so... much less bonker. Ooh, okay. Done this very neatly again. Ooh. Just take my old tablet. There we go. It's looking a bit more 3D as well, which is good. No flat people in my comic. Sorry, Flat Eric. Ooh, do you know what? I don't think I've saved it since I've redrawn most of this. That's a bit dangerous, isn't it? Okay. So, let's have a look. Oh yeah, look, that's looking much more in keeping. I know it's not a great way of doing it, but having just sort of opening up the folder with all the pages in sort of helps me kind of just check that nothing jumps out too much, that I've not like gone too bananas, or where it does jump out, it's supposed to jump out. It's kind of my little, don't know what you call it, my little process. There we go, that's the word. But I think today I'm just doing this panel, and then in fact, no, I'll keep it flat colour for now, but I'm going to put a little gradient behind, I think. Ooh, there. Made it too dark. Wiggle. As my shoulders seize up a little bit. Oh yeah. And do you know what's awful is, so do you Americans get the Great British Bake Off? It's like a big deal over here, but I don't know if it's a big deal stateside. Is that like a TV show you guys get? Okay, alright, well that's reassuring. Well, he is one of the, I think he's the season 17. See, I don't want to spoiler alert, but I had my photograph taken with the season 17 Great British Bake Off finalist. So Zane, I don't know if you're familiar with the Great British Bake Off, but it's like, again, bag deal over here. And I watched it years and years and years ago. Haven't watched it recently. Got suckered into other sci-fi shows. But it is like, you know, I do kind of. In fact, no, I was working my way through it. I think I'm up to something like season 9, 10, 11, something like that. So I've sort of been working my way through the Great British Bake Off, but I haven't got to anything sort of COVID-y zone type thing, or maybe even the few years before. And this poor chap, he was at the Great British Bake Off stand with these plastic cakes, and I just thought he was a dude in charge of the plastic cakes. So I was very blasé. There weren't many people around the stand at the time, so I set down my beer and I was like, can I have a look at the cake? Can I hold the cake? Can I prod the cake? It's a very solid cake. And yeah, just I'm cringing as I think about it. But yeah, basically just sort of ignored the dude, focused on the cake, And then a lady came up and said, oh, do you want your photograph taken? And I thought she meant with the plastic cake. So I was like, yeah, go on then. So I gave her my phone, held up the cake, and then this guy kind of stood in the frame also holding up his cake, and I was like, oh, that's nice, we're both showing off our cake. And then I kind of walked away, and somebody went, you do know that's like, that person will like want it? And I was like, oh. Well, may I never meet him again. And if you ever watch this fella, I'm so sorry that I had no clue who you were and just thought that you were the person in charge of the plastic cake. So yeah, fun story for you. So the reason I looked so, like, you know, I was happy. Plastic cakes make me happy. In the photo, if any of you ever see it, I've put a photograph up on my socials of me holding my plastic cake with a Great British Bake Off winner. But yeah, I feel like a right numpty now because I had no idea who he was. Whaps. That's my little cake story for today. Sarah's story of shame for this week is not that there weren't more shameful things, but that's the one I'll talk about on here. Sarah shame is strong in this one. This is why I should never be put in front of like celebrities or people of import, because I'm just too oblivious. Actually, it's worse when I do know that they're famous, because then just utter drivel comes out my face. In the words of Tom, this is why you can't have nice things. To be fair, I agree. What a muppet. Oh no! Oh well, yes, they are going crazy, Zayn, and I think the whole world is stepping back and going, ooh, Roman Empire all over again. Bye bye, America. It's been nice knowing you. And poor Charlie is over there right now. Stuck in crazy land. I mean, Charlie, we obviously get a very fixed sort of report of what's going on in America. Is there like, what's the media doing? Are they all like, yay, Supreme Court, you're so wise? Or is even the media a bit like, ooh, didn't expect that. I predict trouble. Yipes. I was watching a documentary on when the Capitol got stormed the other day, and I was like, what? Oh, lordy. Again, England's not necessarily a... Exactly. Yeah, England's a small angry island with a number of quasi-racist conservative... Oh, hello, tiny child. What's up? What? Oh, you come and say goodnight. Do you want me to turn my camera off for a second? Sorry guys, I'm just going to turn my camera off whilst Mummy says goodnight. Goodnight, my little peanut. What happened there?
We put some of Daddy's stuff on it.
You put some of Daddy's stuff on it?
You know, his health.
Oh, the ginger stuff.
Yeah, because we wanted to see if I was really sure.
That's not nice. Don't go near Daisy, the cat. Just Daisy the cat has a thing for this ginger stuff. Okay, I'm going to finish streaming in about 5-10 minutes, so I'll come up and give you a big cuddle. And I have what? Yes, you have all been warned. Let's go back to drawing screen. Yes, I think it's a very personal family / choice that and as someone who has been through pregnancy and didn't fare particularly well with it, the thought that if I had like an ectopic pregnancy, or if I made the sad decision for financial, environmental or personal reasons to go and sense of a mini-me, and the thought that like the government could use a period tracking app to kind of hunt me down and get me sort of, you know, sent to jail, and like lady bits, they are all like, most lady bits are not straightforward. Very few ladies have straightforward lady bits, note out there, or not even, like, you know, people with uteruses tend to have a bit of a rough ride of it on the biological what could go wrong front, and the thought that like you might not be able to get treatment until someone's established that you are not like secretly trying to abort a pregnancy, that's quite scary. That's the bit that I find scary. Like, I get some religions don't agree with it, and that's like between those people and their God, but the fact that the state is kind of saying, I don't care if you've got an ectopic pregnancy and your womb's about to explode, your lawyer and your doctor have to speak to each other to establish whether you can have treatment or not, and in that time you could die. I mean, that's the bit that I find scary. Scary beans. But again, like, you know, not that I was thinking of it, but I would not move to America, because yipes. Yipes. Anywho, on to cheerier topics, because yeah, I don't watch much of the news these days because it bums me out, and there's very rarely this terrible thing has happened. See, I had this like a really crazy idea for a news channel where it was, here's the bad thing that happened, and with every bad thing that they report on, there's a tiny section at the end that is, and here's how you can help if you find this issue touches your life. So it's not just reveling in other people's misery and all the crappy things that are happening around the world, because that's just kind of car crash TV. Like, if you can't actually impact what's happening, I think that's why I can't watch the news anyway, because I see all this horrible stuff happening, and the white knight in me is like, I want to parachute in there and like pull people out of the rubble, throw money at them until their lives get a bit better, or like, you know, give these people food, or blah 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 blah. And I can't, because you physically can't do that unless you're a billionaire and they don't seem to want to share. You can't actually help, so you are just watching people have a miserable time of it. And like, you know, I'm very much yes, it's important to oh, thank you, Charlie. Yes, it's important, people need to know what's going on. Like, you know, I think what's happening in America is terrible for Americans, but I think it's made most other countries kind of sit up and go, oh, it's not set in stone, is it? Like, this could happen here. Yeah, I know, where is Batman when you need him? But yeah, like, you know, so I kind of get that it's important that people know when these big things happen, but there's also, what I have liked about what's happening in America is, like, my Facebook has been flooded with, if you're in trouble and you live in America, here are the institutions you can reach out to for help. And it's like, you know, it's that age-old thing of look for the helpers because it will make you feel better. But it is kind of, yeah, if I ran a news channel, it would be, we cannot run a news segment unless we also have if you feel strongly about this, whatever's happened, here is how you can donate to the relief fund, volunteer, blah blah blah. There's like at least 5 minutes at the end of each section on, and here's how you can help. And if it's not a news item that people can help with, don't report on it. Yeah. So yeah, always look for the helpers, and it gives me some hope for humanity. That's the kind of thing. But yeah, the more I think about it, I was like, yeah, if they can, if a news channel were to start, which was like, it's not just the news, it's also news and assistance, or I don't know, some kind of Thunderbird type international rescue. I know the international rescue does exist as an entity, but like, you know, that there's always like and here's a charity that's helping, so that people can kind of, you know, engage more, and it's a bit more to-y and fro-y, and you're not just watching other people's misery. That's my thing anyway. So any commissioners out there that are like, ooh, saw it here first. But yeah, that's my tuppence, and yeah, why I don't watch the news. A bit more I can chew with deciding to kind of do this with her hair. Oh well. I think I'm going to finish off this hair, and then I am going to be done for today. Oof, pardon me. Pardonnez-moi. That was really funny. I tried to phone up my doctors earlier to get a refill of my prescriptions, and I had the hiccups, and it was one of those kind of, it's alright, I'll speak to a person, they'll just kind of get past the hiccups, they'll be able to understand me, but I had to leave a voicemail, so I've got this, I had to, no, I think it should be the other way round, because international rescue is a thing. It is. I'm sure it's a charity, because I'm sure, because of the other charities that I donate to, that they come up in my Instagram feed quite a lot, and I'm like, I'd love to give to you too, but I'd have to take money away from that place to give to you. So I like UNICEF. They're my go-to people charity. The rest of the charities I give to are animal and planet charities. But yeah, it's kind of yeah. So that means the Thunderbirds are kind of real. Like, I will be really sad if I went to go and work at International Rescue and they didn't like have like a boat like that's Thunderbird 1. Would it be a boat? Wait, Thunderbird 1 was a rocket, wasn't it? Was Thunderbird 1 a rocket? Thunderbird 1 was a rocket. I mean, they were mostly rockets, weren't they? But Thunderbird 1... Thunderbird 2... Was Thunderbird 2 the big green dumpy one? Thunderbird 3 was the red one. Thunderbird 4 was... Oh, this is going to bug me now, but I don't want to Google it because I lived off of Thunderbirds when I was a kid. Thunderbird 1 Blue Rocket, Thunderbird 2, big fat one, Thunderbird 3, Space Rocket, Thunderbird 5 was definitely the one in space, remember that. Thunderbird 4, was that the little yellow one that went under the sea? Thunderbird 5 in space, and then Thunderbird 6 was the rickety little aeroplane at one point, the little tiger moth plane, possibly? I don't know. 1960s Thunderbirds, I am very aware, was like not well, like, you know, a little bit racist. But although to be fair, I was much more a Captain Scarlet girl. Captain Scarlet. I even had a Captain Scarlet alarm clock, which woke me up in the, like, I mean, I think it explains a lot of this, but my Captain Scarlet alarm clock would wake me up every morning with, like, 1960s sort of sound effects, and then, "This is the voice of the Mysterons. We know you can hear us, Earthmen." Which, if you actually watch like a clip from Captain Scarlet and imagine waking up to that, like, you wake up with your heart pounding. It's finally happened. I liked Captain Scarlet because they had the angels that flew the, you know, it was basically Top Gun but with lady pilots. I liked that. I liked that a lot. I wanted to be an angel. And I liked Marina Aquamarina. Stingray, that was it. All the puppet shows. Except Joe 90. Didn't really like Joe 90. Like this bit. Maybe not there. Try to add a little sort of feeling of iridescence on her hair. What I haven't coloured in. do. There we go. Not too shabby, I'm pretty happy with that. An evening well spent, I think. Yep, saved it. Oh, sweet. And then again, if I just have a quick look at my overall thing. Yeah. Might be a little bit bright, actually. Ugh, hang on then. Let's just all the way around. Shave my stuff. Right, let's go back. Not bad if I do so for myself. And then I think I'm probably going to emulate that down the eye as well. Again, I think that kind of blends quite nicely with the other scenes that I've drawn so far. Yeah, slowly catchy monkey. Right, thank you very much everybody for joining me this evening. It has been fun. We have covered all the world ills. Alpha Centauri is real. Thunderbirds are also real. And Holly will be the future leader of Planet Earth. I think that's a good place to end things on. Ooh, and you get to see my background on my laptop. So ta-ta everybody, have a lovely week, and I will catch you all next week.